If you wanna nail those tricky long draw shots, it's time to drop your elbow and deliver your stroke with deep follow-through. What I'm gonna say right now may confuse you a lot, but elbow drop is actually a big stroke error, which can ruin your accuracy, but if you use it correctly, then it can have a positive impact on your game. Normally, players use a pendulum stroke technique, which means that the upper arm stays still and vertical, and the forearm swings like a pendulum, which keeps the cue moving in a straight line. However, in an elbow drop stroke, the entire arm moves downward as the cue moves forward, often to add power or create a longer follow-through. Fedor, Gorst, Jasmin, Ouschan, Filipinos. Many pros use this technique quite often on different shots, but like every sport, it has its advantages and disadvantages. First of all, using elbow drop, we can produce more power during a shot, which might be useful on long power shots like a deep draw shot. Secondly, we can produce longer follow-through, which helps us drive the cue ball more cleanly and deliver our stroke straight. As the last advantage, I can spot natural movement, which can feel smoother for some players, especially if we talk about pool. But on the other hand, using elbow drop we can experience less consistency, because timing and accuracy may suffer, especially when we use less speed. We should definitely avoid using deep elbow drop on short distance shot, where we don't need to use more speed. It is completely unnecessary and might look totally weird. And it might be also harder to control cue tip position because we may not hit exactly at a point we wanted. However, as the most important disadvantage, we have to say that it will be more complex to teach or learn, because more moving parts of our arm mean that more can go wrong. Regardless of what advantages and disadvantages of elbow drop are, we should pay special attention to one very important thing. If the elbow drop occurs only after the cue tip contacts the cue ball, it has practically no negative impact on our shot, because our arm is in perfect position right in moment of shot. However, if our elbow drops before the cue tip contacts the cue ball, then we will have a problem to deliver our shot with quality. This is clearly visible in slow motion if we compare two scenarios. Regardless of whether we use elbow drop or not, we should pay special attention to ensuring that our cue moves perfectly straight, from the very beginning to the very end of a shot. A very common thing that accompanies an elbow drop is hitting the rail with the cue, which causes the cue tip to go up and our shot is not delivered perfectly straight. We can spot huge difference if we compare pool with snooker, because in pool players use this technique more willingly, because it favors powerful breaks and aggressive cueing, as we have more tolerance for elbow drop on heavy shots. But on the other hand, in snooker players typically use a pendulum stroke with minimal drop to enhance precision and protect margins. So remember, when you face a long and deep draw shot, then you should drop your elbow more and finish your stroke with longer follow-through. But if you need to just slow roll the ball, then avoid dropping your elbow to increase accuracy and speed control. If you will be able to recognize these situations, then I'm sure that your game will become much more consistent.